Good morning, everyone. Let us understand today how to do macros recording. For macros recording, first we need to add the developer tab here in Excel. So we will go to File, we'll go to Options and Customize Ribbon. Then from here we will click on Developer tab and OK. Now a new tab will appear, Developer tab. Here we will have an option of macros recording or VBA macro. Using macros, what we can do is we can make our task easier. If we have to repeat a same kind of task again and again, then we can do it with the help of macros. In that case, it means you are just recording a macro, or maybe you are writing the code for creating a macro to make your task simpler. If you are going to if you have to perform a repeated task again and again, let's say I have to do the calculation, like I have to calculate the total and percentage of all the five sections of a particular class. So I will calculate, or I'll do the formatting of a single sheet only for one class only, and then I'll record a macro for that sheet. And same feature I can use. I need not to perform all the operations again and again in every other sheet. What I'll do is because I have already done the recording of the macro, I'll just import the macro from that sheet and then I'll run that file. Now let's understand how to do the recording of the macro and how can we use it on a new sheet then. So first I'm going to record a macro for calculating total and percentage. One by one we will create a macro. In this video, I'll be creating three different types of macros. One for calculating total and percentage of the sheet, one for the formatting of the whole table, and one for the sorting and sorting and filtering. Right. So first let us create the total. But before creating total and percentage, I need to start the macro recording. So here we have in the developer tab, here we have a button record macro. Click on this button. Now you have to give a name to your macro. So this is for calculation. You can give a shortcut key if you want, that is, let's say control plus. For calculation I'm giving control plus C, but maybe control plus C, there is some other use of control plus C in Excel, so automatically it has been changed to control plus shift plus C. Okay, now you have to decide you wanted to use it on this worksheet or maybe on other worksheets also. So I'm using personal macro workbook so that I can use it everywhere. Okay, and then press OK. Now the macro is already started, and here instead of start macro or record macro, the button is changed to stop recording. Now we have to calculate the total and percentage. So total formula will be equals to sum bracket start sum of all these numbers, enter, and percentage will be equals to total marks secured divide by, because we have 5 subjects, so divide by 500 multiply by 100. You just have to make sure before using your macro to somewhere else that that sheet should also appear in a similar way. मतलब इसमें अगर 5 subjects है तो उस sheet में भी 5 subjects होने चाहिए, then only it will work. Now drag it for rest of the cells. Right now we have already done the recording for calculation, so we can stop the recording here. Okay, we have stopped the recording. One macro is already created. Now I'm going to start a new macro in which I'll be doing the formatting of this worksheet or this table. So I'm going to again start record macro, and this time I will give a name formatting. Shortcut key is control plus F. This control plus capital F. Small f and capital F makes a difference. So that is your choice what you wanted to write. So I have written control plus F, but वो automatically change हो गया, and now it is control plus shift plus F. Okay. Now let's do the formatting because the recording is already going on. So let's say I wanted to change the background color of the table and I wanted to give the borders, and the heading should come with a different color. Okay, so I have done the formatting and this should be center aligned. Okay, now it is fine. So I have done the formatting also. I can stop the macro now. Go to the developer tab and stop recording. Next macro is also created for formatting. Now let's check first these two macros, how they are working. Then we will create one more macro. So I'm going to remove all formatting features. No fill, no border, and I'm going to delete these two uh, columns also. Okay. Now we have to start with first calculation. So उसके लिए हमने shortcut दिया था Control plus Shift plus C. So I am pressing Control plus Shift plus C now. Total and percentage will appear. Similarly हमने formatting के लिए shortcut दिया था Control plus Shift plus F. So as soon as you will press Control plus Shift plus F, it will format your sheet. Now let's again remove all the formatting features and these two columns, because we will also again do one more testing. Okay, this time I'll be creating the buttons for to use this macro. Now how to create buttons? Again, go to the developer tab, go to insert, choose a command button and place it wherever you want it to place. So this is my first button. और इसमें मैंने calculation करनी है, so I will give this macro, I will assign this macro, and this you wanted to use on this workbook or on any other workbook. So I'm choosing all open workbooks. Okay. Now you can change. Percentage. Calculate percentage you can write. So this is the first button, and the second button I am going to create for formatting. Format table. Okay. Now let's try this. You just have to, this time you just have to click on the button. Automatically total and percentage will appear, and then you have to click on format table. Automatically the formatting will also appear. Right? Now let's record one more macro in which we will sort this table. So I am going to click on record macro again. This time the name of the macro will be sorting. Shortcut key will be Control plus Shift plus S. Okay. Now let's do this sorting. Go to the home tab, select your table. Go to sort and filter button. Click on custom sort, and I wanted to sort this table according to the percentage of the students from largest to smallest. And let's say if two students are securing the same percentage, then I wanted to arrange them according to their names. The name which is starting from A should appear first. So name A to Z. Okay. So there are two students, right? These are the two students. 94.2 and 94 both are scoring same marks. So A Aditi is coming first and Suyesh is coming after Aditi. Right? Okay. Next is now again I'm going to create I'm going to create a button for this. But first we have to stop the recorder because recording is still going on. So stop recording. Okay. Next step is again, I'm going to create a button for this. This time I will select sorting. Okay. Sort table. Next is, next step is, now we have to check whether this button is working fine or not. Let's arrange the data one more time and bring it according to their roll numbers. Roll number smallest to largest. Okay. Now the data is in the previous form. Now we will check whether the sorting is working or not. So let's click on the sort table button, and now the data is sorted again. Clear? In a similar way, you can apply, once you will do the recording, you can apply all those features on different types of table. Now let's try it on a different sheet. But in that case, you have to save the sheet first. Save as demo file. You have to make sure one thing, because now we are using macro, so you have to save it with Excel macro enabled workbook, right? Okay, so I'm going to close this sheet now. All Excel files, if you have opened any other Excel file also, that also you have to save. Now I'm going to open a new Excel file, and here I have to copy a similar type of table so that I can check whether the macros which I've created earlier, they are working properly or not. So I'm going to copy some data and paste it in a new sheet. Okay. Now, because we have already created the macros, we have to check whether they are working or not. So I'm going to developer tab this time, insert button, create a button. Let's try only formatting once. Book one is also open, demo file is also open. Let's open the file where we have created the macro. And let's save this file first. Now again, first of all, you have to close all Excel files and open your file demo Excel macro test. Assign macro. This is important that you have to close all the files and first save your file and then only open it again so that the macros which you have created earlier, they could appear. So now they are coming. Like first I wanted to do perform the calculations. Okay. This is a button for calculation. Next button I'm going to create for formatting. This is a button for formatting. And next button I'm going to create for sorting. Okay, and this is for sorting. Okay, now let's try calculation, formatting, sorting. There is some error in the sorting. Okay. So during sorting, I think we have not selected the correct option and it is working only for the active workbook, which was opened at that time. Active workbook. So we need to check properly. Either we are selecting the proper, like assigning a macro. While creating a macro, you have to choose all open workbooks. You can choose other options also, matlab this workbook, or you can choose any personal XLS B. If you have any created any other Excel, you can choose the number of sheets. तो मैंने I think all open workbooks choose किया था. You can choose this workbook also. You can choose the other workbooks also if you have. That you have to make sure that you are correct, choosing the correct workbooks, right? So sorting will also, you will also be able to perform sorting properly if you are choosing the correct workbook. I hope it is clear to everyone. How can we perform calculate, how can we create macros recording?